The federal government has moved to revive the long-dormant Delta Steel Company, with its current owners, Premium Steel and Mines Limited, committing more than $1.3 billion to rehabilitate and modernize the plant and return it to its commercial production within 18 to 24 months. Now, the revival plan, which could create about 25,000 direct and indirect jobs, received a fresh boost last week following the signing of a sub-lens and operation agreement between the National Iron Ore Mining Company, Itakpe, and Premium Steel and Mines Limited. Now, the arrangement or agreement is expected to address one of the major requirements for restarting an integrated steel plant sustainable access to iron ore. Now, the development could mark a new attempt to resuscitate one of Nigeria's most ambitious industrial projects, which was commissioned in 1982 with an installed capacity of 1 million metric tons of liquid steel annually, but later slipped into prolonged operational difficulties. The plant, located in Uwe, Alaja, Delta State, has operated at about 25% of its design capacity before shutting down. Now, according to a statement released a week ago by the head of press and public relations of the Federal Ministry of Steel Development, Salamatu, read that the Federal Ministry of Steel Development has signed an agreement aimed at facilitating the revival and full operationalization of the Delta Steel Company, now known as Premium Steel and Mines Limited, Onwe Alaja, Delta State. Now, the agreement marks a significant milestone in the federal government's ongoing effort to reposition Nigerians' legacy steel industry assets as a critical driver of industrialization, economic diversification, job creation, and sustainable national development. This move is also seen to be a push by the Delta State government to align with its new move for industrialization of the state. But the big question is, what more should the state government do more to bring about the industrialization, and how will this overall benefit the good people of the state? Well, this and more will take center stage on the show today, and that is move to industrialize Delta State. That is what we're having as a major one right here on the show. We're talking about the recent move by the not just only the federal, but also the state government, to see how they can make Delta State, that's the big heart, be more of an industrialized state rather than a civil service state. Well, all of that discussion will take center stage on the show today, and you do know it's going to be truly enjoyable and interesting, because that's the push being made by these very Delta State administration of Sheriff Oboriwori. But anyway, we have him right here. We're talking of no other person. See, I've seen you. I'm talking about the Poker Foundation, which you heard. We've seen recent writings, memos, and also papers presented on the ground of the revival or reviving of most of these alien and alien. Do you see this materializing at the end of the day? Because the reason I'm asking this is not the first time we're pushing with the revamping and revival of the DSC Alaja. We've had these during the Obasanjo era, where it was almost sold into different bits and given to
Sign about this subject.
Yes.
In the sense that my own father, my late father, worked in DS.
Wow.
So I was a child in that environment.
Vicinity.
You understand? So if any news that is still complex, we want to come alive, is something that will really interest me particularly, because it's a good, was a kudos if the president intends to revamp the steel industry, the Onwe Alaja plant, and in collaboration with the Delta State government, particularly in a time where the state government is pushing for reindustrialization of Delta State, calling for investors to come into Delta State. So it's a win-win thing. You understand? And particularly now, you see, any country that lets a steel industry go down is not ready for industrialization.
Suffers,
because the steel is critical to development. If you look recently with the Minister for Works,
David Mahi,
His Excellency David Mahi, has been clamoring for some of our road infrastructures to come with steel and concrete
base.
And when these factories are down, we buy steel very expensive. But if they are produced locally, well, we have the raw materials.
The iron ore.
From Itakpe, the raw materials, the iron ore come from that place. To where we finish in DS.
Alaja.
So why do we let such a vibrant, that's such a lucrative industry go down? Mike, I will come again. You see, the steel industry is not just to produce iron rods alone. It transcends that. A proper organized steel industry, Mike, can produce vehicle, what do you call them? Vehicle parts.
Yeah.
From butter nuts to brake pads to, what do you call it? The vehicle bodies.
Yeah.
These are just, you call it, there's a name they call it. It's a
triangle.
mold.
Yeah.
When you have the mold, put the steel in it.
Okay.
It will come out refined from butter nuts, brake pads, and all that.